talking to a group of entrepreneurs the other day, and when I asked them, well, how long do you sit in silence, or how much time do you spend with yourself a day? And none of them could say how much time, because they all immediately were saying, well, that's something that I want to do, that's something that would be nice, or that's something that I need to do, but none of them actually did it. And so as we started discussing it a little bit more, we found all of these reasons that were preventing them from doing it. But at the end of the day, when it comes to business, what do we always say? When there's something that you need to do, you make time for what you consider important. And so we discussed self-sabotage of why we run from the things that are internal with us. The reason why we can't spend time in silence is actually because we're running from a part of ourselves. Because the quiet, still version of us is very grounded. It has full clarity, which means if you have a problem that you need to solve as a leader, there's so many different trajectories and possibilities, but there's only one that is ideal. And all the other ones, they come up short because they usually cause more problems, they usually have more blockages, they cause more stress, they have more havoc, or they're just really, really hard. Even if they sound great, there's things that fall apart. And I know you have so many things to decide throughout the day. If you had clarity to be able to see the trajectory and see what possible outcomes could happen and choose the one that is the most ideal to give you the direction that you need the most, you would absolutely do it. But when it comes to sitting in silence, that's something that we make excuses for. So when you keep trying to solve problems, when you don't decompress, you don't ground, you're continuing to move forward without the brain actually being open. When there's tension, stress, fear, confusion, cognitive fog increases, what happens is the nervous system starts to close up. It's no longer expansive and free and light, and it doesn't feel good to the body. It actually feels contracted. It's because neurologically you are contracted. There's different areas of your neural networks that you just don't have access to anymore because they're blocked, because the stress in the body has increased. Our job is to pay attention and stop it. If we don't, we're actually blocking ourselves off from not only our intuition, which is guided by not even seeing the trajectory. It just naturally knows. This is how we end up knowing just something is a really good idea or something's a horrible idea. Now I can't figure out why, but I'm not gonna do it, right? Or you get a sense about people and things, it just feels off. That's your intuition talking, saying, hey, that doesn't feel good. We're not gonna do that because something's off. Now we don't even need the logic to explain it to us, so we don't try to rationalize, we just follow our intuitive gut. The other thing is it neurologically blocks our higher intelligence. When we're in fight or flight, the tension in the body increases and neurocapacity closes. What this does is it literally narrows our vision because all the blood and oxygen from our body and our extremities is going into the center of our body to protect our organs, and actually it's decreasing the blood and oxygen from our brain too. So if you're go, go, go all the time, your brain literally doesn't have blood and oxygen. So that's what's happening when you're trying to make a decision, but you won't stop to ground. You're pushing through without intuition, without higher intelligence, and even without your brain's capacity to be fully present. This is not something that most people want. Another difficulty with leaders, business owners, or high-performing professionals, they have difficulty with sitting still, not only because the internal chatter, but because they program themselves to constantly be and do. When I was talking to that group, there was one individual specifically who said, you know, I paid attention to it. I know that I need to sit in silence. I need to spend time with myself so I can hear my own thoughts. But what happens is as soon as he sits down to relax, within 3 minutes, he picks up his phone. So we talked about, well, set your timer, put it at least 10 feet away from you, and then don't get up from that seat until the timer goes off. It's kind of like your phone is keeping you accountable until you get accustomed to increasing it. You can start with 1 minute, then increase to 5 minutes, then to 10 minutes. Eventually you'll start to realize the noise gets quiet and your body is not so conditioned because you deconditioned it from constantly moving. So that urge to get up and go grab your phone or go do something else or fill the silence with something, that's not there anymore. Think about it like withdrawals. If you can't sit with yourself, if you can't find stillness and quiet inside your brain with intention, your body needs to go through withdrawals. There are so many different activities, whether it be work or addictive activities, who knows, but our phone is the number one that constantly causes distractions in our life. Think about how many times you check your cell phone for text messages, or check your computer for emails, or somebody walks in and talks to you, or you walk by somebody and then you start a conversation right in the middle of you doing something. What's happening is our brain doesn't know how to be focused anymore, and that is the number one key to success, is focus. So if we cannot master our nervous system, we cannot reach our goals in a healthy way. It's just not possible, because our nervous system, that's inside of us, and that controls our reality, how we're experiencing ourselves and how we're experiencing the external world around us. So it's impacting everything. What you'll start to learn as you decondition your body from constantly going and doing, and your mind from constantly ruminating, is you start to get more calm in your body, more clarity in your mind, and when you are guided with stillness, then you know when you're not present. So when somebody has a problem and you need to answer the question or make a decision, you can actually say, I'm not present right now, give me a couple of hours, let me go do something on my own, or give me 5 minutes, let me do some breath work, or no, give me a week. That one's a really hard one. I'm gonna need some time to think about it. And then you find stillness until the answer surfaces. Because we don't find effective answers by searching and doing and chasing. We find answers by letting our higher intelligence and our intuition guide us. We have all kinds of old programming that isn't healthy for us. And if that's what's running the show, and the other two parts of us, they don't get a say, we're really not making good decisions. So you'll notice the good decisions, like how they impact your life, how you feel throughout the day, and how quickly solutions come to you because you're actually letting your nervous system drive. This increases better decisions, creativity, innovation, and easier systems moving forward. If you're trying to strategically solve a problem, the system becomes very simplified because there's not so much noise. You don't have so much distraction. So think about the issues that you have in your life, the decisions that you have to make, and what could possibly be different if you had the ability to, 1, notice if you're present or not, and 2, sit in silence so that you can ground your body, get calm, get clarity, and then consciously move forward to make an effective decision. This is something that's available to you right now if you start implementing it. However, if it becomes very difficult and you need support doing this, go to the link below in the description box. You'll be taken to my website. There's a free masterclass that discusses the issues with the law of attraction. That free 30-minute masterclass tells you why, when we're trying to reach our goals, how our nervous system is usually sabotaging that. If we don't realize just how much our nervous system is more of a satellite and it's connected to everything and everyone around us, we don't realize just how much it's sabotaging our goals. And this is even more proof that you need to learn to ground your emotions and your energy to get calm and clarity before you move forward. I hope this helped. I'll see you next time.